Well, good evening, my wonderful, beautiful people. It's that Friday feeling again. And what I thought I would do for you today is to talk you through my 12 tattoos. So I'm hardly Lydia the tattooed lady, but I have a few. None of my tattoos are particularly big. In fact, a lot of them are really quite small, a bit like this one here on my collarbone. Um, there is a story behind, of course, all of my tattoos. I have some photos that I will attempt to show you because it's always fun trying to get my iPhone and my iPad to talk to each other, and my editing skills are like this good. And so, let me start with my first tattoo. My first tattoo I had when I was 21, and by the way, I'm not naked. I'm not naked, I promise. So, yes, 21. I'd been seeing Alan a little while. I hadn't yet left my first husband. Naughty Tracy. Do I care? Do I bugger? And I had tattooed on my left shoulder a black panther, about yay big. So it was hardly a detailed tattoo. It hardly looked like a panther leaping across my shoulder blade. Uh, and realistically, it was not that well done. The inks that long ago, because we are talking 30 years ago, were not the way the inks are now, which are very deep and good pigments. They last much better. And because it was so small, the few little patches of colour it had on it, which was like a red tongue, white teeth, green and yellow eyes, and white claws, all kind of disappeared pretty much within the first 6 months. And probably by about 2 years, it looked less like a panther and more like a Shih Tzu. Now, I can't show you this tattoo, as I say, because it is, in fact, has been covered up. I do have a photograph which I will attempt to show you. Now, I think this photograph was taken about 5 or 6 years after I had it done, and you will see, this is not great quality because, again, the problem with showing you photos on my iPhone with my iPad because of my consummate professionalism uh, do cause problems. So I'm going to have to shove my arm up next to the camera so I can get some light shut out and reflection. And it's not even working. But do you see what I mean? I know it's not a great photo, but even with it not being a great photo, you can see that Monsieur Tattoo or Madame Tattoo had pretty much disappeared. The photograph, incidentally, was many years ago. I think, as I said in my very first video, I was in the biz, and I used to do some photographic modelling because I'm 5 foot or 152 centimetres for those of you who are metrically inclined. I was never tall enough, obviously, for a catwalk, so I was a glamour model. I hated that expression. I still hate the expression glamour model because it conjures up pictures of page 3 and God knows what else. And whilst I certainly had some nudes and some naughtier pictures, not naughty, they weren't like hustler, they were very tasteful, but they were basically, swimwear and naked shots, which is one of the reasons me and my first husband fell out quite so often as we did, because he did not approve of my career choice. I didn't care. It was up to me as far as I was concerned. And Alan, when I got together with Alan properly, it was a completely different view, because Alan was fully prepared to support me to go back into my acting and modelling career. But we had plans by then. We'd kind of settled down with each other and had plans. So, no, I decided that I would rather have a career that I knew was safe and we could earn the money that we needed to do what we wanted to do, which was to retire abroad, which we did. So yes, that was tattoo number one, which, as I say, I was 21. I then went until I was 35 before I had my second tattoo. Now, my second tattoo, which I will... This is going to be a bastard to show you. It's not a great photo. It's not a great tattoo. Again, the problem is, excuse me, I can't reach my camera, is that it's an old ink. It's incredibly faded. There was orange in the sun that's behind the dragon. And the words say mon coeur, which is French for my heart. Now, I am also having this one covered at some point, but it needs to be a fairly large cover-up, and therefore I have to save for it because it's going to be a relatively expensive tattoo. Most of my tattoos have been very cheap. Although the Panther, which, as I say, was done when I was 21, so that would have been 1988, was £80. And I think for my last tattoo, which I will show you later, it didn't cost me anywhere near that kind of money because, you know, things have changed. But after Alan died, I wanted to have something on my body to show him. Now, I didn't want his name as such because I don't really like name tattoos. I don't think they're particularly classy. So I had instead, on the back of my neck, because this is twisted, this is an A. So when I had it done, I had really short hair. I always, for almost my entire time with Alan, I had incredibly short hair because he liked it that way. He was the only man I ever met who used to say, go and get your hair cut, you look disgusting. And occasionally I've grown my hair because it grows very fast for different parts I've had. And as soon as the show was over, I would go and cut your fucking hair, I hate it. So yeah, the only man I've ever met who preferred a woman with short hair. So that was the next tattoo I had done when I was 46. At the same time, ignoring the bottom part, if you just look at the three letters, T, D and E, there was another there was another initial there, which was a K. Now, the T originally stood for Tracy and now stands for Fano, which is the name of my best friend's son. The E stands for Elena, which is her daughter's name, and the D stands for Mitra, which is her name, obviously. Now, the fourth initial I had on my ankle said K, which was her ex-husband. That's another story altogether, and we won't go into that just yet. Costa, who at the time he was kind of helping to look after me because I was in bits. So I had my extended family tattooed on my ankle, and clearly when they got divorced I was not very happy having his name on my body, or his initial, so I had it covered over. But that was a later tattoo, and I will show you the full tattoo of that then, or after I should say. Stop it! Alfie, come here. Little git. He's behind me here. He's a little beast today, a little beast. So after that, I went a little while again. I think it was about a year before I had my next tattoo, and I found a new tattoo artist in Kalamata who has done all of the rest of my tattoos. The guy's name is Diamadis Kormas. His tattoo studio is Diamond Tattoo, and the man is a total artist. I love his work. He also pierced my nipple and got called a cocksucker for his trouble. It kind of hurt. And I will tell you a story about that after I've done the tattoos. So this was my next tattoo. It is, as you can see, a comedy and tragedy. No, it's not. There it goes. A comedy and tragedy mask. And it says, Ma passion, which is French for my passion. After that one, I had one dedicated entirely to my husband. It's very red because this is the day I had it done by the Amadis. When did I have this done? The 25th of February, the day after my birthday, 2016. And this is what I had done. Now, is it in focus? Kind of, sort of. What it says, it's a heartbeat line with the date, the 31st of the 10th, 13, which was the day that Alan died, in an infinity symbol that's built into a heart, and it says, until I see you again. And this makes me cry every time I look at it. I love this tattoo because it shows to me a horrible day in my life that broke my heart, and I will never forget. But it also shows the promise of hope that I will see him again one day, and I honestly believe I will. After that, I had done my cover-up on my back, on my Panther. This was the 28th of May 2016, and this is what I had done. Now, as you can see, it is a black and a white lion. The white lion has a sun tattooed on her forehead. The black lion has the moon tattooed on his forehead, and they represent, again, Thano and Eleanor, the Mitra's children. And I just thought it was the most beautiful design. And this is not the exact picture because the Amadis does his own spin on the photographs. He shades them his way, and like I say, the man is an artist, and this is beautiful. Now, the next one is, I will show you here, this one. Now, in Greece, the wedding finger is this finger here on your right hand. It's the ring finger of your right hand. When you get engaged, you wear your ring on the left, and when you get married, you change your ring, flies, to the right. Now, the little coronet, again, the Mitra, my best friend, has the matching tattoo. This was done on the 21st of September 2016. So 2016 was a big year for me in tattoos. And is it going to focus? And there's the two of them together. Although she fidgeted all through hers, so hers didn't stay put as well as mine has. I mean, this is now 2 years old. Mine hasn't budged. It's lovely. He did such a nice job with it. Next beast. Another one in 2016. I was busy in 2016. This is on my lower back. It's my tramp stamp. I just had a real hard-on to get a tramp stamp. And this was the tramp stamp I chose. This was done on the 2nd of October. And it is Anubis and Bastet, which is the god of death and the god of fertility, with an ankh and the wings. Alfie, come out! What are you eating? God, I'm going to have to go and murder my dog. Wait one moment. What are you doing? Get out! Go out there. Go out there. Go and lay down where I can see you, you little sod. Up! He is so naughty. Lay down. Get up here. Up. Sit. Sit down. Don't you move. Mummy is busy. So yes, tramp stamp, stay there. Now the next one I did, again, 2016, I don't know what happened to me in 2016. Please excuse the side boob shot, because this is on the other side of my ribs. And it is a, stay there, it's a chemical symbol. I am not going to tell you what it's a chemical symbol for. If you want to look it up and find out, that's up to you. But it's a chemical symbol, and that is in honour of BB. Bless him. Now, to the ankle, or the foot, in fact. This is the actual foot part of the ankle chain that I had put over the name I did not want on my body. And as you can see, it's like Indian feathers attached to an ankle bracelet. It's very pretty. I love my foot tattoos. They're very pretty. And my final one is, of course, this one. Now, it's little birds in an infinity symbol, and here it says always. Now, this was supposed to be the tattoo that the Mitra and I had matching. And she said, oh, you go first, I'm scared, I'm scared. Not that she hasn't already got tattoos, because she has. So I went first, and I had mine done, and I really, really liked it. And then she chickened out. So this is mine and mine. Or in fact, it's kind of a tie-in to Eleanor again, to her daughter, because Eleanor has a similar one on her collarbone. So I tie it into Eleanor. So a lot of my tattoos either refer to my husband. Oh, I missed one. I forgot one. This was the second tattoo that the Amadis did for me. Pardon the photograph, it's on the front of my left hip. So it's kind of in the pubic region, and so taking photographs of it is quite, can be a bit saucy, and you know, it's alright sending it to your boyfriend, but if you want to flash it all over YouTube, possibly not a good idea. So, it is a black and a white angel wing, a black and a white rose inside, and a cross at the top, and it says Mon Ange Gardien, which means my guardian angel, which of course refers to Alan, of course. So yes, me and tattoos, I had quite a love affair after Alan died. As I say, I went a little wild, and part of my wild were my tattoos and piercings. I had my navel pierced the year after he died, in the summer, by a wonderful guy called Adonis. And he is a handsome little bugger, he really is. He works in a place called Top Tattoo and does all the piercings there. He didn't pierce my nipple, as I say, but he did pierce my navel. And I didn't even know that he'd done it. It was, he's so good at his job. And so yeah, he pierced my navel, and the Amadis pierced my nipple. Now when he pierced my nipple, I originally went in wanting both done, because I really wanted both done. And after I had the first one done, I went, no, I don't want another one, that's enough. I've done hours under the needle for my tattoos, and I have slept through most of them. Tattoos do not bother me. And the pain with the nipple piercing was incredibly fast, but was quite intense. And I have a hell of a threshold to pain. But oh my life, that hurt. Now, he didn't use like a spray anaesthetic. He leant over, he dug an ice cube out of his freezer and ran it around my nipple. Which I thought was extremely funny, so I was laughing my arse off. And all the people waiting in these waiting rooms, what on earth is going on in there? Eleanor was with me, strangely enough. And So yes, he numbed it, not num, but numbed it with the ice cube and then pierced it. Now the problem is, for men, I would presume, because most men have quite small nipples, it would be less painful. The problem is, you're pierced with like a normal gauge needle. It's not, obviously not done with a gun. You do not pierce a nipple with a gun. You pierce with a proper needle. And the outside of my nipple was numb. The centre was not. And what happens is they push the needle through, and then they pull through like a guide sleeve, put the jewellery in and pull it through. God damn. Which is why I called him a cocksucker, because it really hurt. It really, really hurt. And I had no problems with it. It healed beautifully. It was just a tender place to get a piercing. And I did say to him, you do realise, darling, that the last time a man ran an ice cube around my nipple, I shagged him. Which was the other reason I was laughing, because I thought that was uproariously funny. Actually, so did he. And like I said, all of the people outside were going, what the hell is going on in that room? What is he doing to her? So yes, there you have the journey of my tattoos and my piercings. I mean, obviously I've got my ears pierced as well and my nose, but that's hardly a big thing. None of my ear piercings were a problem ever. My nose piercing is still a problem, but I think it's because it's a nose piercing and it's always damp inside because it's your nose. Stop barking, Alfie. He's barking at his dick, basically. He's such a weirdo. Shh. So, guys, this is your Friday feeling of Tracy and her tattoos. I hope you enjoyed it. I know the pictures are a bit grainy and crappy, but I'm not getting them out for you, okay? So have a wonderful, wonderful evening. I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea, roll a cigarette, and chill out for the evening. So, Philakia.